Hey, loves, and welcome to another episode of the Thrive Like a Mother podcast. I am very, very excited for our special guest that we have on today. Today, we have Deborah Weed on, and she is the founder of the Self-Worth Initiative and the powerhouse behind the Close Up movement and Paisley the Musical, which is a bold rallying cry for women to reclaim their power, creativity, and their self-worth. And after rising from 3 years of being bedridden, Deborah's story, y'all, is one of deep reinvention. And now she's helping others rise from rejection, betrayal, and burnout. And her message, y'all, it is about taking your quills back and rewriting your story. Today, we're going to dig all into really reclaiming your power as a mother, how to storytell through art, and how fashion, music, and mindset can spark healing. And I am so honored and excited to have you on with us today, Deborah. I really just want to jump in because I know you have so much wisdom for our listeners. Uh, can you tell me a little bit about what season of life you're in right now?
Oh, season of life. Thank you so
Yeah.
much, Ebony. That was a beautiful introduction, by the way. The season of life. I'm in the season of life, like, go for anything. I think after you've
Yes.
been knocked down so many times, it's like, why not? So I guess my
Yeah.
season is why not?
I
Why not
love
go for
that.
the big over the top dream? Even at my age, being a grandma, why not just put it all out there and see what happens?
Yes. Because you truly never know. You truly never know at all. And I want to touch on building Paisley the Musical because, like, as you said, at your age, like, people may be watching and saying, wow, she's going for it. Like you said, why not? Can you talk about how Paisley the Musical was?
Absolutely. It actually started with me giving away my quills or my power. So let me tell you that I needed a protagonist, something or somebody who would really, really emphasize the whole idea of giving one's power away. Because one of the things that I feel with all my heart is we don't get stuck because of fear.
Mhm.
We get stuck because we've given away our power quill by quill. So for
Yeah.
me, porcupine was the
Yeah.
perfect protagonist because porcupines are supposed to put their back to the world. They're
Mhm.
supposed to put their quills up for protection. But
Yes.
what if you had this porcupine who dreams of being a fashion designer in the animal fashion world? But in
Yes.
the animal fashion world, she must give her quills away almost like pins, like a walking,
Mhm.
talking pincushion,
Yeah.
to make other animals feel good about the couture designs from Zavana, the diva.
Mhm. Yes.
So when I created this story, at first it was like, okay, I'm going to do a children's story for
Mhm.
children to believe in themselves using these characters in this storyline.
Yes.
And I wrote Paisley's Last Quilt, and it got all 5 stars. And the mothers were like, some of the mothers were like, oh, my little girl, she's sleeping with a book. She loves this
Oh.
so much.
Yeah.
And this story is for us.
Mhm.
It's for
Yes.
us. So many women came back to me saying this. I was like, ding, 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 ding.
Yeah.
I had always done musicals with a self-worth initiative. Why not go for something to the scale of Wicked with no
Mhm.
budget, a heart, and
Yeah.
see how far I could take this? So I've been working on the music, working on the actual book or the whole thing so that I can bring this story to life and really, really emphasize the whole idea of giving one's power away and
Yes.
reclaiming it, especially as a creative. Because so many
Mm.
times as a creative, we're giving things away because somebody has a better idea or somebody they have a bigger title or they have more followers or whatever it might be.
Mm.
And so that's what I'm focusing on. When I watch Wicked or look at that, when I first went there, I was like, oh
Yes.
my gosh, this is like speaking to me, the songs, and it's just like so rich. So I love magical realism, and the time
Yes.
is now.
It
because,
is.
body image for women and things that are
Mhm.
going on, but within the fashion industry, and by the way, this was way before Devil's Wear products coming out for season 2. It's like, oh
Yeah.
my gosh, I can't believe they're doing that at the same time. Because when I started this, it was all the way in 2017,
Wow.
to give you
Yeah.
for instance.
Wow. And that's major too. I wanna speak 'cause I know a lot of the moms that listen to me are creatives, right? I wanna speak to that, like, how you have an idea and it may take time to be born, and sometimes you may see someone with a similar idea come out, and how can you speak to them about, like, just not giving up, not saying, "Oh, well, they already did it," because I feel like, a lot of us, that's part of giving our power away, right? Saying, "Well, someone else did it, I don't need to put this out." Right?
Well, I get wow. With that question, I get a little emotional because I think it really does come up for all of us, right?
Mhm.
I truly believe that divine spirit comes in
Mhm.
us and it drops an idea.
Yes.
And then it's up to us whether we're going to take it forward. If
Yes.
we've been given that guidance and that
Mhm.
idea, it's for us to do, or we'll see somebody else do it. And
Mhm.
there's so many reiterations of the same thing. Like, I didn't come up with my idea because I saw The Devil Wears Prada or any of
Yeah.
the other things. I came up with it because I needed a symbol. I needed
Mm.
a protagonist. And the
Yeah.
fashion world for me, the whole idea with women being judged by what we wear and
Yes.
and and how that looks and all the outside stuff, when so many influencers, they're committing suicide, Ebony,
Mhm.
because they
Yeah.
don't have self-worth inside of them. So to answer your
Yes.
question very, very specifically, if you've got something that's being birthed in you, if
Mhm.
you don't give birth to it, it's gonna hurt anyway.
Yes. Yes. That's true. That is so true. And I'm getting chills too because I am very much in my season of birthing so many things, really figuring out like what my purpose is and making sure I stay on that path and thrive like a mother. I mean, that's a part of it. There was a point, especially after I had my son, and my listeners know this, I took a break. And, sometimes breaks are necessary, but then you feel that tug. You have to, or it's just gonna get very uncomfortable. It's kinda you choose your uncomfortableness. Which one do you want? Yeah.
Right, and it's like you have to think of it also this way. Creativity is an energy force. It's
Yes.
an energy force. And if it get, we so often we push down all the things that hurt us, bother us. We just, and that gets stuck inside of us. And
Yeah.
creativity is like this almost like, think of it as rain comes through
Yes.
us, and then if we can let it flow out, just think of what we're
Powerful.
nourishing in the world. But if we
Yes.
keep it inside and we're like, "Oh gosh, what if I fail? What if
Mhm.
this doesn't work? What if, and you don't do it?" You're still gonna be in pain. You're gonna have a regret. So,
Yeah.
do you
Mhm.
want the regret? Or
Yes.
do you want to learn how to pivot effectively? I have had to
Exactly.
pivot so many times in my life to reinvent myself, to figure out what that looks like. And sometimes you're on a road and then you get this far and it's like, "Ooh, so many obstacles."
Yeah.
But I learned this from a
Mhm.
conversation, whatever it might be. Now I'm going in this direction. It's just getting on the road.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, you do have to you have to at least try. The what ifs just keep you in that limbo. So I want to chat about your specific story of illness and betrayal and rising again, basically. How does that mirror the journey of Paisley?
I think this is, you caught me. You caught me. autobiographical, really. So for me, I had a mystery illness, and actually this has happened 3 times, but I'll tell you the big one.
Yeah.
I was in so much pain. It felt like I was giving birth every day. That's how bad
Mm.
the pain was. And
Yeah.
I went to one doctor and the doctor would say, "I think you have MS." Then I
Okay.
went to the next doctor and they'd say, "I think you have Lou Gehrig's." Then I went to the next doctor and they said, "I think it's all in your head." This is after being at the heights of being the director of development for Citibank and working on a
Yes.
$26 million pavilion. So I'm at the top of my game. And then
Mm-hmm.
all of a sudden, I'm talking to doctors. It's not that they're not believing me. It's just
Mm-hmm.
whatever specialty they had is what
Yes.
they said that I had. But no two
Mm-hmm.
doctors agreed. So, under these circumstances, I lost so much of my power. I was
Mm.
devastated because for so
Yeah.
long I was wanting to be heard, and not only wasn't I heard, but I started to doubt because of what they were saying. I started to doubt my own what was going on. Well, maybe it is
Yes.
all
You're
I don't know. I
knowing.
feel like I'm dying, but and then my family who I love, when you're not getting 2 doctors or 3 doctors to say the same thing, then what the heck is going on?
Yes.
So during this time, I came up with my first story. I mean, I've done a lot of stories. Ever since I was 16, I've been doing productions and musicals and all kinds of things. But
Yeah.
I came up with the first story that was important to me, and it was about a penny. I
Mm.
learned that a penny, a 1943 pure copper penny, could be worth $1 million.
Wow.
And I was like, well, wait a minute. I'm in bed feeling pretty darn worthless.
Mm-hmm.
If a penny, which is
Right.
supposedly worthless, can be worth $1 million, what does that mean for me? So
Mm.
that got me going. At least
Yes.
it kept me from here to there. Because when I was in that hole, despair, whatever you would want to call it, there were so many times I wanted to call it quits. But creativity was the thing that kept me in the game. Because
Mm.
even in bed, I'm using my imagination. Even in bed,
Yes.
I'm dreaming of things to come. So that's where I started the self-worth initiative. I later learned that what was going on is I had a fibroid tumor the size of a grapefruit.
Mm-hmm.
It was
Right.
behind my uterus. My iron was between a 3 and a 6, depending on when they took it. The doctor who found it said I should have been dead for
Wow.
probably, I don't even know how long I should have been dead. And then I had to have the hysterectomy and came back as the founder of the Self-Worth Initiative because here's what I learned. All that big story for this. Okay, so this is
Yes.
the nugget right here. I learned that self-esteem and self-worth were tremendously different. Most of
Mm.
us in society go for self-worth.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, for self-esteem, sorry.
Self-esteem.
It's like, I did this great thing, now I believe in myself. Wow, look at this. Let me tell you about what I did. Let me tell you about what I did. Oh, let me tell you more about what I did because that makes me feel good about myself.
Yes.
But let's say you can't do something good.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say that there's nothing there that you can say, I did this and I did that. Let's say you're stuck in bed with COVID, long-term COVID, or whatever it is. Where is the self-worth?
Mm.
And self-worth is we claim it. We say how much we're worth and why.
Yes.
And that whole experience was the first thing to really change my entire life. And I decided from then on out, I was going to get out there and make a difference for every person that I could to tell them how much they're worth. At least it's easy for me to see, but to
Yes.
also have other people claim it with me. And, I started my
Oh,
story to move to Paisley, which was another challenge that made me want to share. You must reclaim your
yes.
power no matter what.
So powerful. Gosh, Deborah, so good. So good. I want to, okay, or you ended right on the perfect note because I want to talk now about mothers. Like, what does it mean for us as mothers to take our quills back? Like, how can someone listening to this start implementing this in their day to day?
Number one. First thing, but this is a shocker to me. In fact, it still gives me goosebumps. Nobody can take your power from you.
Mm,
Nobody. It's
mm-hmm.
impossible.
Yeah.
We give our power away quill by quill because we think that we're going to have somebody love us.
Mm-hmm.
Something is going to be better. Our boss is going to, we're going to be able to keep the job. We make the decision to give our power away.
Mm,
So the first thing is if you can determine your worth and you really dig deep and you take out all the self-esteem stuff of like I did this, I did that, I did this, look at me
yes.
do. Look at me, wow. And you just go, I am so valuable. I was made for a reason. I have gifts to give the world. Here they are. And I'm no longer going to give my power away. It can start to turn everything around. So
Gosh.
that's number 1. Number 2 is that we have so many roles, right? With your mother, a wife, working and all these other things. So like sometimes to have self-love, we don't even know what we like anymore. Which is
Mm,
kind of odd, it's
wow.
sort of like
Yeah.
like, you might be with somebody and say,
Yeah.
"What's your favorite kind of ice cream?" "Well, I don't know. Well, it used
Yeah.
to be, but I don't know," like, we don't know ourselves anymore
Mm,
because isn't it interesting that eyes look out, and
yeah.
yet what the important thing is all inside?
Yeah.
So,
We need to
I
think
think
about that
another thing.
often.
Right. So I think another thing is to know ourselves, or
Yes.
re-know ourselves. I don't even
Yes.
think that's a word, but
That's
I'm gonna coin
true.
it right now. Re-know yourself.
Yes.
So that you can, start to find out what you love to do.
Mm-hmm.
And the third thing is, and this is the hardest thing unless you've gone through something. Live your life as if nobody's watching, and that's so counterintuitive to today's world, isn't it? I mean, we're all
Yes.
looking for likes and followers and everything else,
Yes.
and
That's
yet
true.
how many of us feel tremendous stress to be the thing so that we get followed rather than to be ourselves so that we feel good? I mean, that would change the whole world right there. Because I mean, it feels sometimes it feels a little funny when I think to myself, "Oh my gosh, here I was on 3 occasions struggling for my life, physically."
Mm-hmm.
And yet it's like, "Please God, please let me be able to just walk. Let me be able to just cook. And by the way, can I have a Broadway musical?" It's almost the
Oh,
disparity of the 2 is kind of comical, and yet I'm taking my own advice and
yes.
just, like, regardless of whether this just, like, blows up and just is
Mm-hmm.
amazing and everybody's like it's like what I've always known that it can be,
Yes.
or whether I just have to say, "I gave it my best try," it doesn't matter. It's
Mm,
in me. It's in
yes.
my soul. It's in every cell, and when we've got that, man, take my hand. Let's leap as if nobody's
Yes.
watching and see what happens.
Yes, I love that. I love that because I mean I say all the time that um a lot of the times you may have a dream inside your heart and it's not gonna make sense to anyone else.
No, it's
You
never
know? And you still have to go for it. No.
one of the things that I found, and I've done so many things that this has happened, is like I can see, like the musical, I can see every aspect of it, the costuming, the song. I mean, like everything, as if it's done,
Yes.
as if I'm sitting here watching it and watching the audience. But when I was trying to explain it without pictures and songs,
Mm, yeah.
nobody can see the magnitude of it, and then when they start to see the pieces, they're like, they catch up.
Yeah, they're like, "Oh,
They're like,
now I
"Yeah, oh,
understand."
now I get it." And
Yes.
producers, like executive producers are probably the worst at this. It's sort of like, "Yeah,
No.
show me the traction and show me proof of
Yeah.
concept, and then I'll
Gosh.
jump on." And it's like, "Okay, I'll do it."
Yeah. Goodness. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Okay, so I want to gosh, let's take maybe another swing back because there are a lot of women listening also to this podcast who are either have walked through grief, trauma, or loss, or they're walking through that right now. What would you say to that woman who is ready to rise, wants to thrive, but she doesn't know where to start?
Okay, well, I have to say, hand on heart, I
Mhm.
care.
Yeah.
I care. I care profoundly. It even makes me tear up a little bit every time anybody
Yeah.
asks something like that. It's like, "Oh,
Yeah.
I care." When everything is taken away or you've given away so many quills and you
Mhm.
really, really don't know how to get them back,
Mhm.
and this is so easy to say and so hard to do. Self-love is the answer.
Mm.
Self-love, to know that you're not a burden, to know
Mhm.
that you still have value, to know that there's a lesson to be learned even in the depths of despair. You know,
Yes.
it's hard to understand that, but sometimes
Mhm.
I'll give you a couple of for instances. I have always been my entire life a huge giver. Huge, 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 huge,
Yeah.
huge.
Yeah.
And then when I was on the other side, there was so long where I didn't want anybody to give to me. I was actually
Mm.
ashamed of that. It's like, no,
Mm.
I want to be self-sufficient. No, I don't want to be vulnerable. No, I don't want to be weak. Any of those
Mm.
things. And over time, it's like, well, what if this is part of my mission in life to
Mm.
understand what it feels like when people give to me? I mean, how selfish of me not to allow them to give. I mean, here I thought that was such a cool
Yeah.
thing for me to do. Is it because I want the power to be able to, well, I'm giving. I mean, so to be
Yeah.
vulnerable and be in that place of like, all right, here's where I am. Where are the blessings? Let me count the blessings. So hard to do. So hard to do when
It
you're in
is.
despair. But at the same
Yes.
time, imagine that there's a soul. Your soul is like recording everything that happens in your life. Everything, good,
Mhm.
bad, indifferent, your the whole thing. And your soul is picking up, "Oh my gosh, I'm lovable. Look at how this person is helping." Now let's talk
Yeah.
about another part of this. There was a time where there was nobody there. No one for
Mm.
me.
Yeah.
When I was going through that 3-year thing, for a
Mhm.
while, I had people, but then because no doctors were agreeing, I was all
Yeah.
alone in the pain, the terror, this, the whole you feeling like a burden, the whole 9 yards.
Yes.
So let's say that somebody has that where they're not being give to, and then they're like, "Yeah, Deborah, that's nice that you say that, but there's nobody here for me." Okay,
Mhm.
I've been there too.
Mhm.
And under those circumstances, those might be the biggest gifts of all because you do realize that there is something bigger than you. No matter what you believe that bigger thing is, there's
Mhm.
something bigger than you that has messages. And if you
Yes.
follow those messages, you sometimes look back and go, I was
Yeah.
in corporate, but I never smiled. I was really good at what I did.
Yes.
But I had that aura of like, I'm a professional. I do things correctly. I
Yes.
don't smile. I just get the job done.
Mhm.
But that was never my spirit.
Mm.
Never in my soul's path. I was always born to be an artist and probably too sensitive. That is who I am. And I had been fighting that until I
Wow.
got hit upside the head
Yeah.
hard
Yeah.
every time.
Yeah.
And shift more into who I am. So
Mm.
regardless of what happens next, I'm more the me that I was born to be than all the things that I did to try to fit in. And you had asked how Paisley, you know, kind of dovetails with that.
Yeah.
Paisley's in this world of supermodels.
Mhm.
And the
Yeah.
supermodels all have agendas.
Mhm.
Some of them is like, "Hey, I don't care about friendship." It's like, "What it
Yeah.
look, because I wanna be a supermodel." And some of them are conflicted. It's sort of like, "Why am I wearing this uh, worm and goldfinch gown that's couture by Zavana, like,
Mhm.
great for the Met Gala, but how
Yeah.
did that serve me? And here's Paisley giving away herself, giving away herself, quill by quill by quill by quill by quill, until she's down to her last quill. That's how I felt. That's
Yeah.
how so many people feel. That's that's what I wanna bring forward.
Yes. Just a beautiful and just powerful message for people to hear, especially the duality, because sometimes you have people and sometimes you don't. And I know as mothers, we know that very well. I know I have a lot of mothers of newborns who are, they're feeling that, sometimes the people are there and then at a certain point they may start to trickle off. It's hard. It's
It's
hard.
so hard. It's so hard. I think that's the hardest thing. I think the hardest thing of all is not even physical pain. It's just the sense of abandonment, betrayal. I mean, like, I've seen it all.
Yes.
I have seen it all, and it hurts.
Yes.
One of the biggest things, Ebony, that I have discovered, and, being a grandma and all, and this is something I never
Yes.
did, so, man, if I can pass it on as somebody can hear me, that would be wonderful. I've learned how to feel my feelings fully. That is
Mm,
something I never did before. It was always, let me submerge them and go to the happy. Let me,
yeah.
think of something else to do rather than feel it, anything,
Mhm.
but feel it, because I thought
Yeah.
that you feel it, you die. It's just that
Mm,
you feel it, you die.
yeah.
And what I've learned is no, when you feel something fully, whether it be the despair, the pain, whatever it may be, just you cry it out. You just like go there. You
Yes.
talk to a friend. I mean, you just, it doesn't keep on. It's like we are, as a society, addicted to problem solving. And we're like
Yes.
always trying to
That is
figure out the
true.
problem, figure out the problem, figure out the problem, figure out the problem. And guess what we're concentrating on? Figuring out the problem. Whereas
Mhm.
if you feel something fully, it's almost like it dissipates. It
Mhm.
dissipates just a little bit more, and there's more room for creativity and more room for
Yes.
expression and more room for love. And as a mother of a newborn child, or a child per se, it's like when you're fully expressed, let's call it that, fully
Yes.
expressed, that's where you're gonna create the legacy for your child.
Yes.
Holding back in any area is not gonna serve you. In fact, healing means hope.
Mm. Yes.
So that means to be healed,
Mhm.
love every aspect of yourself, even the ones that you want to hide forever.
Yeah. Oof. That's powerful. And yeah, even now as myself as a mother of, I guess they're still pretty young. My oldest is 7. Um, so yeah, I learned quickly, all the times we learn that as children to hold, our emotions back. "Oh, don't cry, don't scream, or what's going on? Let's figure out the problem." And I've had to start stopping myself and saying, okay, they're feeling what they're feeling. I'm just gonna be there for them to feel and to talk to me as they need. But it really starts as children and growing up, and we have to like reteach that to ourselves that it's okay to feel feelings that aren't necessarily always the happy go lucky feelings. That's a part of life. And like you said, like feel to the fullest. I love that. Goodness. That was gonna be my last question. It was gonna be
Okay,
if you could leave
perfect.
the Thrive Like a Mother community with any one message today, what would it be? I don't know if you have more for us, but I mean that in itself was beautiful because I feel like we all need that. Even if anyone listening to this is not a mother, we all need that as humans to understand that, feeling your emotions to the fullest and living to the fullest is, that's powerful. That's love. That's self-love, self-worth. That's where it starts.
Yeah, and I think you said it by the name of your podcast, Thrive
Yes.
Like a
Mhm.
Mother.
Yes.
So, when you think of being a mother, you're
Mhm.
birthing something, and you don't know how it's
Yes.
gonna turn out.
Never. Never. No.
So if
There's
you
no rule book. There's no instruction manual. No.
no matter how hard you try. So,
Mhm.
I think that you nailed it with the name. Just let that creativity, please, please be full of yourself. Take that
Yeah.
on. Thrive. And to thrive, what that means for me is that we all have a high point, like in singing. We all have a high point, that high note,
Yes.
"Woo!" And it's sort
Yeah.
of like if we can hit that and we
Mhm.
go for it, that's so much more of the melody of life than
Yes.
to,
Yeah, no. Nobody needs to hear or see that. They do. If not for them, for you.
right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Goodness. All right. Well, Deborah, it was beautiful having you on with us today. Let us know. I'm also going to have all the links in the show notes, obviously. But if you want to let people know where they can find your work and learn more about you, learn more how to support the movement, how to keep up with Paisley, because I know that I can't wait, honestly, to just be able to see that with my daughters. Like, I'm so excited. But yes, let the people
I am
know where they can
too.
find you. Yes.
Okay. So the best though I am because I'm doing this, from my heart, I am putting
Yes.
out a call to everybody, whether
Yes.
you be a singer, a dancer, a producer, just somebody who loves theater. Do
Yes.
do reach out to me, and all you have to do is DM me at my Instagram, which is Deborah and then period Weed.
Mhm.
And as far as and just share, hey, I I heard you on Thrive Like a
Yeah.
Mother, and I've been wanting to sing, and I think I'm really talented, but I'm looking for areas to do that. That would be amazing. And then
Yes.
also people can find me at paisley'sfashionforest.com. And there's also a form that you can fill out, same kind of thing. Even if
Beautiful.
you just want to get involved and you want to be on the
Yeah.
mailing list, I want to hear from you, because I
Yes.
don't want to do this alone. I want to
No.
have everybody kind of walking with me. And then the selfworthinitiative.net. So those are
Perfect.
three places and all social media, but that you
Yes.
can find me, and I care about you. And I'm so, Ebony, I just thank you so much. I get so
Oh,
excited, speaking to some people who really want to share things that
yes.
matter. And you do.
Yes. Yes. I do. Thank you for coming on, for reaching out, and for sharing your story and just the movement with us. I know, like you said, like you're not gonna be doing this alone at all. I know my listeners, they'll be reaching out and contacting you and sharing and helping just in whatever way possible, just to bring Paisley to the forefront.
Yes. And for all of your listeners, quills up, guys.
Close up.
Quills up.